Attention passengers, this is your conductor speaking. We are about to arrive at the hesitation station. Please mind your step as you enter the station.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tank with the Hesitation Station. Welcome back today. You will notice I am all by myself. That's because Jay had to do some very important things that concern his wife and family. So we wish him well and hope he gets everything done with Godspeed. But today it's going to be spooky. We're going to do ghost goblins and voodoo shenanigans, my people, with my favorite people, Juju and Lulu.
Hi.
Hola.
What's up?
How y'all doing? Oh, I'm doing great. How are y'all?
We're good. Excited to be here.
I gotta say, it's always a pleasure to see y'all's makeup. It is always on point. So Jay had adult things to do, unfortunately.
So is it gonna be here in spirit?
You know what? If you look over this shoulder, you might see him in that little computer thing. I noticed they were moving earlier, so I don't know. It might be that would be freaky as hell if he disappeared. I would probably poop myself. Speaking of horror, real quick, I sent y'all a movie that y'all need to check out. Juju, I know you like horror.
He does.
No, I'm assuming y'all like comedy as well. So if you have Paramount Plus, check out Benny Loves You. It's a B-rated horror movie. I watched it the other night with my wife. That movie is so stupid but so funny. It's the dude has an automated stuffed toy that comes to life and murders everybody that he loves more than the teddy bear. But it's fucking hilarious.
That sounds right up your alley.
Like it's if I had a picture of it, I'd show you. I'll send it to you later. But dude, I died laughing. And there was one part where I got lost in hell. I had to go get a drink, and I came back, and I was like, I'm not sure what the fuck's going on anymore, but this is hilarious.
He loves The Quiet Place, The
Good one.
Conjurings, all of them. What's the other one you really like? The Purges.
I like those.
I like The Purges.
What about
I'm
Insidious?
I'm not a horror girl. I don't mind like the spooky thriller ones, but I don't like a whole lot of gore.
I feel that. So you stay away from the Saw movies.
Oh, yeah, no, I have not watched any of those. I definitely won't. So, funny story about the time that I thought I was being brave. He still gives me over this. So, we're laying on the couch. What were we watching? I can't remember the name of the movie, but there was monsters and there was military people. Anyway, they were going down into the cave to try to get this monster. It was a big blue thing. And they're walking up to the big hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm laying on the couch, and I thought, okay, I'm going to be so tough. I'm like, big bad monster's going to jump out and scare us all. That's literally what I said. And then nothing happened. And then it actually, when it did jump out, I levitated like a whole foot off the couch and let out this like squeak came out of me. Like I levitated. My heart nearly jumped in. And he's like, oh, you're so tough, baby. Oh, yeah, it's not going to scare you. Like, he gave me so much crap.
He's been all tough, talking crap, like, oh, yeah, you can't scare me. Kind of, that attitude. I'm like, yeah. I already seen the movie, and I'm like, as soon as that part came out, she jumped. I was like,
I levitated off the couch and made this weird squeaky noise that can't be replicated.
What was it? There was a puppet movie came out. It was a horror movie. Dead Silence. So when Dead Silence came out, I watched it with my sister Kaylin, and she hates dolls like with a passion. Like the old porcelain dolls that your grandma would have and just stack up wherever.
The ones that always look
So
like they're watching where you move.
yeah, she fucking hates them. So we were watching it, and there's a part where guy goes under in like a crawl space under the house, trying to find his wife or whoever it was. And he comes around this corner, and as soon as he comes around the corner, a doll jumps out and starts to like murder him and rip his tongue out. And as soon as that happened, all I did was clap behind my sister, and she levitated out of the chair, and I died laughing.
We were watching, had Elijah Dushku, who's one of my favorite actresses, very
Mhm.
underrated. I loved her in Dollhouse. I thought she was brilliant, and I loved her as Faith in Buffy. I think she's a really good actress, and she's very hot. But aside from that, Wrong Turn. I was watching. He fell asleep, and he was kind of like half laying on me on the couch. He fell asleep against me, and he had one
Mhm.
leg thrown over me. And this poor guy is dead asleep. Anyway, there was a jump scare part at the end of it. I jumped so hard, my leg jerked, and it threw his up in the air, and my arm, I actually whacked him in the face. Like I was like, like I fully wah! And he's like, what the? Fuck? And I'm like,
And I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Now, hold on. Are you talking about the backwoods hillbilly cannibals?
yeah, that's the
Okay.
one. You know that bit
There's
where the arrow hits and he goes, ah, where the policeman comes in. I levitated. I levitated him half off the couch. I jumped that hard. My whole
there's
body just jerk spasmed.
there's another Wrong Turn. I just found out about maybe a week ago now. These kids go out to camp, and apparently there's a family that hated the way the country was moving, so they all dived into the mountains up in the Appalachians and have disappeared off the grid for hundreds of years. So they're wearing like skulls and horns and like Vikings.
Oh,
God, I wish I
I
could.
know.
I wish I had a picture.
I think I know that one.
But so four four of the people died to traps, and then two of them get taken in because one of them knows how to live off grid, so he teaches them everything he knows, and the other one becomes the concubine for the chief. Well, she ends up murdering people and escaping with her dad. It's it's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
I don't know what he enjoys more these days, the actual movies or watching me crap my pants every 5 minutes. I'm a sissy when it comes to that stuff. I don't like it. I don't like being scared.
I
She
feel
just
that.
don't watch the movie, but she don't like being scared. Don't like.
Okay, so many years ago, I thought I was gonna be brave and watch Paranormal Activity, the first one, by myself. I slept with the light on for 3 days. I did.
I
I'm
feel
not
that.
ashamed
The only time I can remember actually being scared by a horror movie, I was a kid, and the movie, if I remember right, the movie's called Trolls, I think.
Oh yeah.
The premise of it, it's got the trolls that live wherever the fuck they live, but they sneak into your house at night and they steal your soul. Like if you're sleeping, they'll stand on your chest and and they'll
That's
steal
what
your
the cat. That's what say the cat chasing
yeah.
around. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, the cat fucking knocked him into the fan and shredded the
it.
troll
I've
up.
seen
Like
that one.
that movie, I might have been like 11 or 12, if that. That movie fucked me up because I was folding clothes with my mom and it was on and I'm watching and I'm trying to fold and I'm like, and it fucked me up. But now I love horror movies.
See, if we ever hang out, you're gonna hate me.
He's an ass. I warn you now. Everyone's like, I want to hang out with you guys for the day. I'm like, I'm with him every day. No, you don't.
See, challenge accepted, sir.
He's lucky though. There's been a couple of times where he's actually scared me and I've just reacted and gone bang and punched him in the face and stuff. And he's like, babe, I'm like, don't do that.
So worth it.
He thinks it's worth it. One time, like, I really actually, like, woofed right up here, and his whole face started watering, his nose all running. He's like, I think he broke my nose. I was walking in, I had the grocery bag in one hand, and I turned to get something, and when I tried back in, he's like, and I just, it was just a reaction, and I'm like, woo.
I'll hide around the corner and wait for my wife to show up and just scare the shit out of her. It's fucking hilarious.
We have one rule, though. Sleep when we're asleep, it's off limits.
Yeah,
No,
I
each
get
other
that.
when we're sleeping.
She says that, but yet she scares me at night with the invisible ghosts that come out.
It's not me.
The sheets rise up, and then it's like this horrible sound, like gurgling, and this blanket like, float up, and then they smell so bad.
It's not me.
Like I swear it wasn't me. Don't feel bad. My wife has this.
I don't fart. I'm a lady.
Fair. My wife drops Hiroshima every once in a while. Don't tell her I said that. She'll probably kill me.
But no, he can't deny it. Like, there was one time he was all asleep and he was facing away from me, which isn't good. I don't like that. So I immediately rolled over and like spooned up against his back, and I was cold, so I had the blanket like right up and I snuggled up against his back, and he farted. And I swear to God, it made like a wind tunnel because I was all scooted up against him, and it went and just punched me straight in the face, and I'm like, I Dutch ovened myself. He was so proud. The next day, he's like, yeah, I can do it in my sleep.
Air 5. Fuck yeah.
It smelled like broccoli. I was like,
and she always says, it smelled like broccoli. I'm like, baby, you're the cheese to my broccoli.
I'm not the cheese to your broccoli. That is not cute.
Even I haven't done that yet. I have a new level I need to reach now.
And yet he gets all upset if I call him Mocha Bear. You don't like it.
Mocha
but if
Bear?
you call me broccoli cheese farts.
Different. It's always different.
But I'm like, he's bad. So like, I've got this, like, you know, it's a whole relationship thing. Mm-hmm. I am so paranoid about him goose poking my butthole that even when he's not home, I'll go to pick something up and I'll like spin around like, yeah! And then I remember he's not even here. Because it doesn't matter what I'm doing. At least 40 times a day, he'll walk past and go, woo! And just jam it right up there.
Well, I'm glad to know I'm not the only one that does that to their wife.
It's like being married to Jim Carrey, though. He'll come over and he'll like get me in a hug and he'll like cut my butt, because that's, you know, his favorite thing is my butt. And I'll be like, oh babe, and then he'll be like, what do you want? And start talking through my butt. I'm like, don't do that. Why not?
Animals of the household, lend me your rear.
But I'm not allowed to do it back. If I even touch his butt, he gets all upset, and I'm like, he does this hilarious face. He goes, babe, exactly like that. Every time I'm like, you do it to me, and he goes, that's different. That's different. That's what he always tells me. That's different.
There's different rules and regulations to it.
Heck yeah. She ain't aware of the rules yet.
No, I'm not allowed to touch inside his ears, his feet, his butt, or his belly button. Apparently, those are all off limits.
I can understand. I feel that.
So, of course, I wait till he's asleep and lean over and go, right in his ear. He gets so mad.
If my wife did that, there'd be a pillow coming for her.
Now, he won't do that to me again, because last time he swung a pillow at me, he actually knocked me off the bed. I went backwards straight off.
Like, well, guess what? You learned to fly today.
I'm
going to learn
today.
You almost made me spit my drink up.
We had more time for movies. Now that work's slowing down because, you know, tourist season's over, we hopefully have a few times. We've got so many we need to catch up on.
Heck yeah.
We're so far behind. And we just broke out the PS5, so we want to start playing some video games again. As far as everyone's like, why don't you stream? I'm a decent player. I'm like, I don't know, think about it.
I suck. I'm horrible. Unless it's like, I love the shit out of art. Riding around on a T-Rex with a shotgun. I can dig that. But I suck at like COD and Fortnite and all that. I still play Fortnite with Jalen every once in a while. The things you do for your best friend, but I don't think I'm good enough to stream.
No, I like COD. He'll tell you I'm a pretty decent player. I hold my own.
I liked Warzone.
You liar! I'm always beating you. That's why he does this. Because I'm kicking his ass.
No.
Don't lie to the people, babe. It's not good for you.
She's lying.
No, he's lying. I've got photos that I took where you're at the bottom and I'm at the top of the leaderboard.
So what I'm hearing is a live stream tournament between you two. Best of 3.
I would love to go do a game stream though, just because I mean it's fun. And here's the thing: is like, yeah, we I mean, I haven't played in a long time,
and he's also playing on PlayStation now, not Xbox.
Played Xbox and getting back to PlayStation again, and I'm so used to when I used to play before, but now it's, I mean, like I said, it's been a while, so you can tell it. And I'm like, holy shit, it's been so long.
Yeah.
But like we have fun. Like I have fun. I will talk smack. I don't care. But in good fun though. Like if I die and stuff, like 10 times. I mean, you'll hear me. They'll even look at me because I'm like, ooh, nice. When they get me, I'm like, ooh, nice. That was cool. I don't care. It's all for fun. But no, I love doing it. It's fun gameplay though.
No, we're both pretty rusty. We're both warming back up at the moment. I haven't played in 3 years, and he's switching over to PlayStation from Xbox, so it's getting used to everything being a little bit different. So we played last week a couple of times. We set aside a couple of hours, and I'm already kind of warmed back up, and he's getting used to it. So there was a couple of games there where we were top of the leaderboard towards the end. So it's just about warming back up again.
Hell yeah.
So we are on there. We do have our accounts created. We have Dark Juju, and we have Juju N Lulu, and then eventually once we get to that point, we'll break off and have where it's Lulu's account, my account, and we'll all be playing together and stuff. So looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
Yep.
Well, I'm always down to join to listen to the commentary.
Oh man,
It's 18 plus only. I will warn you now. Because when people clap at me, I clap right
back. The commentary is my favorite part. I mean, I'll play whatever. I don't care. But the commentary is where I thoroughly enjoy the game.
Oh, yeah. And of course, you're going to have.
He loves getting into Aussie lobbies. The way Australians swear is just a whole nother level.
And you have all these kids and other people that they get so freaking angry, and I feed off of that. It's like when you get pissed off and you try to like talk to me and tell me shit, be like, "Oh, I fucked your mama." Like, dude, you really? I'm like, come on, man. I've been in this shit for so fucking long. That's the best you can do. Like, really, come on. I love just pissing the shit out of people. It's like, especially when they start giving the ammo to do it with. It's like, ooh. You're mad. You're my target. You're my bitch.
That's when you come back. I was wondering who ate my fruit snacks.
Like, you're my bitch now.
He will. He'll abandon his whole squad and the whole point of the game just to chase this one person through the whole rest of the game.
I don't care if they kill me over and over. It'd be like, I'm still coming after you.
I do that too. It's like, you know what? No, laser focus. I'm getting your ass. You may kill me 47 times, but I'm getting you at least once.
Oh hell yeah! And I love it too. When I do, especially if I do like a finishing move or something where I can sneak up behind him and I get him, and I let it rain. I'm like, I like that bitch.
My favorite thing is hitting them with the bazooka or getting the rocket launcher. Because anytime they do it, it's, oh, you had to use the noob tube to get me. Part of the game, my guy. What are you mad about?
But yeah, at the moment, he has no mic. We're both playing on mute because I'm like, no, not today. Focus.
Oh, I'm talking smack all the time still.
Like whether you hear it or not, I'm talking so much shit.
But no, like the season's slowing down, so we'll have a little bit more time to get some more stuff done. And the Cheer Choice Awards is coming up again.
Yes, I have sent an ungodly amount of emails to get them to put a couples category in.
They need a couples category for sure. And they said to us, well, we have a family category. I said, that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of couples that do social media together. Not necessarily cosplayers, but just general couples that, it's last year we kind of chose. It was like, because we couldn't go in together. We were like, okay, well, you go. And he did. And he won. Look at him. He won. There it is. Bow now. Bow now. He was so very proud. He was in total shock.
Swing.
No swing. Don't swing the angel. Give me that. Can't take him anywhere. No.
Let me see it.
Oh.
Like, thank me. Fuck you. And you.
No. Give me that.
And you're cool. And fuck you. I'm out.
But no, he was being a smart ass because he didn't think he was gonna win. So it's like, yeah, well, if I get up there, my speech is gonna be, I'd like to thank me for all the hard work and effort I put into me.
Oh.
But no, when he won, he was in complete shock. Like his mind went blank. He had no speech prepared. He started sweating. He was like.
Well, people was running up against. I mean, the one for performing arts, I can't remember her name, but she had Tina Adams. So she had lost her voice, and I guess she's a real good singer. I didn't know who she was until that night.
Yeah.
And he performed that night and everything. She's amazing, and she's an amazing comedian. She's a real good actress, and the whole time sitting there, I'm like, man, I was in there running, and I gave these people a run for their fucking money, man. I'm like.
And the only reason we're able to do that is because we have such amazing followers. Like I know people are like, well, I've got 1 million followers. I would not trade a single one of the followers we have. Like they are just the most fantastic, loyal, committed, like-minded, beautiful people, and we are truly, truly blessed in our following. Like, we only at that time it was purely on Facebook. We only had 36,000 followers on our Facebook page. We were going up against people with 5 and 11 million follower accounts. And because of our followers, our 30,000 followers on Facebook at the time, got him to the finish line.
Heck yeah.
I was
like, I was blown away. Because, that's a lot of love. Like, that's a lot of love and support. It's like, holy shit, you guys are amazing.
Well, that just goes to show how much your message affects other people. You put in the work, you've done everything you can to get to where you are, and y'all always put out content that reaches somebody. It may only be one person at a time, but it's word of mouth, man. That shit works.
We do try. Like, we really try. And, making the content is a lot of work. It takes a lot of time and a lot of dedication. It's not like we just throw it on and do what we do. Like, there's a lot of work. If we're going to have to do a filming day, we will literally spend the previous 3 days, every spare minute we have, getting our sounds ready to film.
Yeah.
It's like 3 whole days of prep for 1 day of filming.
Yeah, so plan them out to so we're trying to get away from using a lot of sound clips that we used to do on TikTok.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do where we do our own skits, our own stuff. But there's times where we're like, man, this sound clip's so good. We love doing it. But we do it to where, it suits Juju and Lulu. So it's like, it's made to where it fits our personalities. And when you watch it and hear that sound, it's like, you see us. You see, there's people that actually think a lot of the stuff that is ours. We're like, no, this is something we just found and we just made it. Like,
but there are a lot of them that are out that are ours where people are like, we don't know what you sound like. We're like, we do a lot of clips in our own voices. And then we do a lot in our own voices, but we actually go and we love the voice modifiers. They have us rolling. And we'll be in there and we'll change it to men's voices, chipmunks' voices. Like, we'll sit in there and just play with everything. And, like, I'll literally do a skit where I'm in my voice. And by the time he's finished, I'm talking like this. It's like...
Like, we'll sit there, be rolling while we're editing and everything, getting our film ready for Facebook. And I'm trying to find the one I have. But yeah, we'll sit there and, and change everything. We'll add stuff to it,
sound effects, slap sound effects.
Yeah.
The goat scream. Like all those things. Like the zapping one, where it's like, do you ever pick your nose? We put in all those sound effects. We put in the zaps. We put it takes time.
Well, anytime you put out a good product, you want a truly good product. Yeah, it's going to take you a minute. It's like we talked with Sin, which his episode's out now. anytime you do something, if you've got the passion and the drive to do it, then you're gonna take the time and get it done where you think it's right, where you feel like it's a complete product. Because I mean, it's like us with this show. You know, it takes me at least a week to make sure that everything is cut right and put together. Jay does his videos throughout the week. I make the flyers. We take the time to make sure that it meets our standards so that we know, hey, this is what we're putting out. I'm happy with this. We did everything we could. And then if people like it, sweet. If they don't, we look back to see what we can do better.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually the exact thing with the plushie dolls. So once everybody who got the pre-orders in had paid their invoices, we had to wait. All that we actually had to wait and do everybody's order together as a bulk order.
Yeah.
When everyone got there, we put it at the end of the April, and the production time was 3 to 5 months. And so the 5 months is up in towards the end of September there. And a couple people are getting like super impatient. We're like, guys, we let you know before you ordered it's 3 to 5 months production time. 3 months is great, but if it takes 5 months, that's okay with us because we want to make sure they're putting out a really good doll. Like, we have been super fussy. The first 3 prototypes they gave us, we actually sent them back. We're like, nope, this isn't good enough. We want this, we want that. You know, where's the heart? Where's the voodoo hat? Where's the, like, everything has to be absolutely perfect because we don't want to give them a crappy product because it was rushed.
The first
one.
The first one we got, I was like, oh no, I look like Hitler.
I looked at him like, I'm like, what the fuck happened there?
So we send it back, which obviously, this is why they say 3 months if the first one goes through fine. But if we have to make changes, they have to keep reviewing it, keep changing it, keep sending it back. But we want to make sure that these dolls are outstanding.
I mean, that goes with the whole making sure you got a good product, man. Because if you had just been like, yeah, that's great, and sent them out, people would have been pissed.
Absolutely.
But now that it's going to take, maybe the full 5 months, they're like, well, where's my stuff at? Like, if you want something
we had
good,
a couple of them actually get really uppity about it, and they're like, well, it's been 4 months now, and I want a refund. And I'm like, okay, here's your money back. And they're like, huh? I said, your order is no longer available. They go, what happens to the dolls? I said, they'll be offered to the next person on the wait list. Because there's lots of people that missed out.
Or we'll buy them and just hang on to them and then sell to somebody that
give them away in a prize thing.
It's like, that's a big thing. It's like, it's not.
Because everybody who paid for their order, that we sold the dolls at cost. So everyone who paid for their order, that money was used to place their order. Yeah. So all these refunds are actually coming out of our own pocket. We've only had 4, but still not the point. Those dolls will either be held on to, sold, or offered to people on the wait list.
Yeah, and I'm that type of person. When it comes to business, I am that cutthroat son of a bitch you hate. I'll be like, you don't want it? Not a problem. Doesn't bother me one bit. Number one, you guys asked for years nonstop.
The plushies were not our idea; they were their idea. Everybody demanded that we get some, so we did.
So we said, we're like, okay, so you guys are aware. If we order them, it's me bulk order. We got, do you guys want it? Because this is what we're looking at. We did the research and everything, and everybody said, yeah. We're like, so I'm like, all right, let's see how many people put their money where the mouth is. Surprisingly, a freaking shitload.
We sold out in a week.
And we were, so I'm like, okay, we need to make sure we emphasize and let them know, and let them know, this is the time frame, this is how long it's going to take.
So every person who ordered got the full description. What it is, how long, how big, what size, production time, what'll happen, and of course that if the order fails or whatever, they'd all be refunded because we would be refunded from the company.
Yeah. So in the end, either way, I know once the dolls do come out, the people who who wanted the money back, which I don't blame them. I don't blame one bit. No. I mean, we're more than happy. Like, we understand that's not a problem.
I get a little frustrated because, again, you were told before you ordered that it would be 3 to 5 months. We have no control over it.
Yeah, we have no control.
We have no control over it whatsoever. This is what they quoted us, and everybody knew before they ordered. So to the 4 people that kind of really threw tantrums, I don't want to deal with that. I don't do drama. So I'm just like, yep, I'll pay you back out of my own pocket, and we'll keep the dolls or give them to somebody else or whatever the case may be. But those people will not be allowed to order anything else in the future.
I feel that.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
because when it comes
We
down to it, it's like,
turned away other people that wanted to
yeah,
order for these people.
yeah.
Because we had hundreds of people afterwards. I'm like, we're really sorry, guys. They're actually sold out. We had a minimum bulk order. That's what we ordered. That's what we put on pre-order. Minimum from the company, and once it was sold, it was sold.
And you know, they even discussed with us the possibility of maybe doing this like a yearly thing, and we're like, well, I think once they see the final product, because that's why we're really wanting this to come out and look good, is because if once they do see it, once people know that they're it's a good quality product and everything, we're pretty sure that they'll order next year. And we're hoping they will, and if they do, it's going to be the same process. And we've got to reiterate and be like, look, I'm going to reemphasize on this. It's going to take a fucking long time. If you don't have no patience, then don't even bother because it takes a long time.
yeah.
I know it gets frustrating. I know people nowadays are used to the buy and get now through Amazon. This ain't freaking Amazon.
No, these are custom made, one of a kind. That's it.
Yeah. And I'm excited. Like
We're so excited to get them.
To see my characters come back in a doll and actually be a figure. I'm like stoked. I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I'm being patient. I've been patient for over 3-4 years now. But I've been wanting this is like a dream that I've been, like I want to have stuff, have merch, have my face.
We've had people ask us multiple times over the years, so many times, and we're like, yeah, no. So we finally caved. Like, it's not our idea. I still think it's weird. I'm weirded out a little bit by it. But everybody's planning on doing basically an Elf on the Shelf montage with their dolls. So that's going to be really fun. We can't wait. We're going to post them all on our page.
That'd be funny as hell.
Of course, we're gonna do use them in our skits and everything.
Yeah. Well, that's like with this.
I have my very crappy little Juju. Hold on. That I threw together last year. Year before, 2 years ago.
Yeah, everybody keeps asking for it too. And we're like, no, that's just one of a kind. It's not something that.
No, it's just a tiny little thing that I made to go for.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's a little Juju, and I put weights in his butt so he sits.
Tons of steel.
But yeah, he's just one that I made. Just for video skits a couple of years ago. And it's funny, we used him recently, and everyone's like, oh, is that the doll? I'm like, no, that's not it. It'll be way cooler than that.
I like it. I think that's dope.
So you think it's creepy is he's not allowed in the bathroom when I'm peeing. Like, it's a boundary thing. And he knows he's not allowed in there. So he'll be like, I'll be literally sitting there peeing and be like, Bird, where's the sauce? I'm like, get out! He drives me crazy.
Well, that's like the beanie I've got on. It took a month and a half for me to get it because I spent probably a month or two trying to find like a custom made beanie. Because once we got this started, I was like, fuck it. If we're doing this, I want a beanie. So I found this one finally, and I ended up paying, it's like $55, $56 for it, which, I mean, it wasn't horrible, but, I mean, it could have been, 100 or more. But yeah, I had to wait. It was a month and a half with not expedited shipping, but like a quick delivery type thing. And yeah, you got to be patient if you want something.
I can't take him anywhere. We'll be in a serious meeting and he'll start doing stuff like that.
It's my doll, and I'll play if I want
Give me that.
I like playing with myself. I like playing with myself.
I know you like playing with yourself. Give me that.
Damn it, now I want a doll.
Just so you guys know, that playing with myself is going to be a video.
That's going to be funny as shit. I'm going to share the shit out of it.
We have fun making videos, though.
We do.
People have asked us to do a lot of videos, and there's some that we're remaking, and we're going to remake a lot of them because they're fun to do. We have a good time doing them. The last one we did was the
Sweet But Psycho.
We had fun doing that.
Extended edition.
I saw that. That was nice. I enjoyed that one.
I know everybody wants a full song, and we're like, there is no full song. That's literally all there is.
Yeah, that's all.
That's it. Start to finish. There is no more.
It's not
Yeah.
a song either. People ask like, "You guys made a cool song." We're like, thanks to, but we really didn't make that song. We just
No, I can't sing for peanuts.
yeah, we just we came across it, and it was one of those things where we're scrolling through TikTok, and we're like,
Found a
"Ooh,"
sound, thought it
and
was cool, used it.
yeah, stuck.
Well, that's like I ran across the one y'all did. I would sell my soul for what do you want? And then I watched that motherfucker like 20 times. I died laughing. My wife was like, "Why are you watching that so much?" It's like, "Cause it's funny as shit."
I
Like,
do
why
that
do
to
I
it
always
though.
fall
Like,
for this?
we'll be like, on the very rare occasion we'll go out to eat or something, and he's like, "Babe, where do you want to eat?" And I'm like, "I tell you what I want, what I really, really want." And I'll start just dancing around him and annoying the crap out of him, and he'll go, "Let me guess, sushi." And I'll follow him around, "Sushi, sushi, 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 sushi. I love you."
Speaking of ear whiz, yeah. So I started doing. So I'm always going through videos and on Facebook, TikTok. I love it. I get a kick out of it. Now I'm that person when I hear something and it sticks in my fucking head, I cannot get it, and I will drive her nuts because I'll be singing it. So
He sung Peaches for 5 days straight.
So I and most of you already seen the videos I've been putting out. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna
Whatever annoys him, he wants to now annoy others.
yeah. I'm like, if it's stuck in my head, it's gonna be stuck in your head too. Ooh, I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, I know. Thank you so much, Mr. Kitty Man. I had that fucking song in my mind for 2
That
weeks.
there once with the cat. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the guys from Trailer Park Boys.
Yep. I saw Bubbles. I was like, that's even Bubbles. Like, I scrolled past it, and I was like, wait a minute, that was Bubbles. Went back down, then I heard the beat, and I was like, and I was stuck. I'm like, oh crap, now it's gonna be stuck. And I was sitting there watching it over and over, and this is like about 1 o'clock in the morning on bed.
I'm trying to sleep.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'm posting this.
Now, our bed squeaks in one corner. I've asked him like 10 times to fix it. He leaves it there on purpose because he thinks it's funny, which is great. We're in the middle of adult time, and he starts going, it's like, stop! Throws me right off my game. But anyway, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to sleep, and and it's like, shut up! He's like,
I love
down
it.
with my nose.
But see, like everybody's enjoying them so far, though. I mean, I'm going to change it up because
What killed me was the grandma.
yeah,
The Sid-looking grandma with the filter.
Yeah,
That had me absolutely dying until he goes, "Babe, that's you in 50 years. You're like that when you're hungry." Like he's choking now. I'm like,
that damn you.
somebody like I always when before people always said, "Oh, you got to do a blind reaction." I'm like, I really don't like blind reactions. Although if they say that, I laugh my ass off. And there's stuff that laugh my ass off that people may not find funny, but I do. And I find them hilarious.
he has childish toilet humor.
So at one
feel
point,
that.
I came up and I heard it was off of what was it, Family Guy, and the news broadcast guy was like, in front of me tonight, and I can't remember what part of episode 18, but I can't remember what the clip was, and I was laughing my ass off. I go, this is hilarious. He's all, now it's stuck in your head too, and I was like, I love that. And I was like, I'm gonna use that and try to make a video. Got the clip, never made a video with it. Finally, I tried.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having technical difficulties at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
We're back.
Hey! Surprise!
We do like to have fun. We do like to change things up. Last time we were telling you we're looking at doing an animation because everyone's like, this needs to be a cartoon. So we talked about it and we decided we're actually not going to do it with Juju and Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to do the animated series with Mojo and Mindy.
Nice.
There's so much more we can do with it. And everyone, the little ear hats are just so freaking cute.
Now, have you thought about a coloring book?
No.
I have, but this is all before TikTok and everything. Like before all this even came, like I wanted a book. I wanted a children's book. I wanted to have a comic series. I actually wanted to have like a series of, even I don't care if it's like a 2-season thing, like it's.
This was before I started actually making Juju on
so
herself.
So
Yeah.
I did everything backwards. Okay, so it's hard to try to come across with people with comedy, slapstick, and everything, and what I'm trying to bring to to them. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I love to do. This is what I'm bringing. Is before cartoons come out first, and then you would have the people become that character. I'm doing it the character first, and then trying to become the cartoon. But no, I have a lot of plans. I have a lot. Like I'll sit there and I'm like, man, I wish I could do this, this, and that. And people are like, oh, you need to do this. I'm like, yeah, I know, I want to, but if I could find people that can do the comic book, can do the coloring books, or could do whatever, and or even write, and just have me just basically explain and go into depth, which would be hours and hours and hours and hours of talking. I can give them an insight on all the characters, and they can write it out. I would love to have someone do that. That would be freaking awesome.
Well, joke's on you, sir. I write, and I have somebody that makes coloring books.
Really?
So there's 2 of the 3 already. So we'll
I also
that'd be cool.
want to redo some new merch. And I have a whole new style we've been talking about doing. And it's very simplistic, but it really makes an impact. So we're definitely going to look into, when we have time, over the next couple of months, is hopefully have them out for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
This winter we'll have more time to do more stuff.
Yeah, in the winter, as I said, we live on the beach, so it's like down
You
here.
have a ghost talking.
So our business is like basically the summer holidays, any long weekends or that, we are flat out. That's when all the Airbnbs get booked. That's when all the guests come in. That's when we have to do our job 24/7. But oh dear God, winter.
I'm digging your cut, G.
I went to pull the hat out, and it was right next to the hat. I'm like,
smooth, so smooth. But no, so yeah,
I love that hat.
down, which financially isn't the best for us, but it does give us a lot more time to dedicate to our other projects.
Yeah.
But
Understand.
as I said, people have been under the.
got 2 of them.
That's my favorite one.
This is the original one I started off with. This is the other one I just made.
I like them both.
But no, we it's a funny thing about social media, and we've been talking a lot about it, about body positivity and misconception about don't worry about your reputation, worry about your character, because reputations can be based on nothing but lies, but who you are as a person is something that no one can take away from you. That's what people need to remember. So part of
Hey, you darn.
Sorry.
You can wear that in bed later.
Peaches.
No,
peaches,
don't. No.
peaches.
No.
I love you.
But no, so I definitely want to bring out some merch along those lines too, about body positivity, about what's important in life. Yeah. And it's so hard. People seem to have forgotten. And this is the bullying trolling. Like occasionally I'll put one up that I feel needs to be brought to people's attention. But I actually get these on a daily basis. I actually get trolls and bullies up in the comments making pretty nasty comments towards me on a literal daily basis. And most of them I'll just ignore. And it's sad because it's not just me. Like I go and look at other people's content and I see the same thing. We see it over and over and over, and it's just so unnecessary. And I don't understand the need for it. But it's got so bad in society now. It's got to the point where people are just accepting of it. They're like, oh, it's just a troll. Oh, they're just trolling. Like it even has its own term. And it's like, when did this become acceptable? When did people stop caring about social behavior and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, and boosting each other up and being kind and just being a general decent human being? And I was bullied horribly in school. Juju was bullied horribly in school. We were both bullied on social media a couple of years ago, like really, really bad. It got to the point where it really pushed us to quit.
Yeah.
And none of it was true. Like there was a lot of rumors flying. There was stuff going on. Not one bit of it was true. And the funny part is how many people turn their back based on no facts, no evidence. It was just purely bullshit. It was all
For
bullshit.
those of you that turned your back.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
It's hard. Like they went after me particularly.
Yeah.
They did everything they could to ruin me on social media, and I never done a thing to any of them.
I think you told me about that one.
Never did nothing. But all these people that were supposed to be our friends turned their back on us, shunned us. We got pushed to the side. And the funniest part is only, 3 months, 4 months ago? It finally came out. So this is like 2-3 years later. It finally actually came out that these people were bullshitting their ass off, and none of it was true. And the amount of people that have come crawling back, oh, I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have listened, can we be friends again, I want to apologize? Absolutely not. That door is so far shut in your face, I don't forgive that kind of stuff, because not once did anybody bother to come and ask me, and half of them actually jumped on board with it and made it worse.
Look, I've dealt with shit over the years as well. Nothing like that, thankfully. But I look at it like this. I am a big boy. I am 6'4", 325 pounds. A lot of people, for some reason, think I'm scary. Don't know why. One of the nicest people you ever meet until you piss me off. But I've dealt with, the fat jokes and oh my god, why do you look like that, or why do you dress like that? And it gets to you at some point. But that, like you said, that's the character. That's when the character comes in. Like people are gonna talk shit regardless, and it's gotten worse because a lot of it, it's the keyboard warriors. They ain't gonna say it to your face.
Nope.
Because everybody's scared of catching ass whipping these days. But as long as you do the best you can, put your best foot forward, keep your head up, do what you can to make sure that you're doing right. I mean, that's really all you can do.
That's what we did through the whole situation. We ignored it completely. We refused to talk about it. Anyone that came and asked them questions was told to mind their own business. We kept our heads held high, and we just kept doing what we were doing. We just completely ignored it. And it shows that, you know what, and this is what I'm going to tell you all guys, it pays off. Look at this. This, but not just this, we're still going strong. We're still really happy. We're still together because one of their main goals was to try to destroy our marriage. And we're doing our thing. Now, most of these people have actually lost their accounts and left TikTok, have left social media because of all the stuff they started. Karma came back to bite them in the ass. And all those people are now realizing that we never clapped back. We never fought back. We never brought it up. We refused to acknowledge it. We just kept our heads held high, kept being positive, kept doing the things that we love doing, and it has paid off. So I know, guys, anyone watching this, there are rough patches. There are really shitty people in the world. Don't let them affect or change who you are. Don't clap back and behave like them, because then you're no better than they are. Kill them with kindness. Because I tell you right now, the one thing that's killing these people more than anything is seeing us still succeeding.
Yep.
It is the best karma you can ever give anybody, the best clap back you can ever give anybody, is to show that love yourself, love what you do, keep moving forward, and don't let them make you into a bad person. Don't let them change how you feel about yourself. As long as you are okay with yourself, nothing else matters.
Exactly. I mean, it's like I said, people are going to talk shit regardless. Whether you do good, whether you do bad, it don't
regarding
matter.
My weight, when I've always had curves, but I've actually never really been a big girl before. Like when we got married, I was pretty skinny. Unfortunately, that was my whole life has been fine. But when I moved to America, I got very, very sick.
Yeah.
I had a lot of trouble with the food here. You ask him what happens every single time we eat out.
Puke.
I will throw up in the truck on the way home. I have severe stomach cramps. I get headaches. My body just can't seem to process the food properly. And I cook at home. When I cook at home, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I still get a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, but I'm okay. But I barely eat anything. Like I eat once a day. I eat dinner and not much of it. But I put on about 65 pounds in the last 3 years since moving to the U.S. And I haven't changed my diet. I still eat the same as I did. I'm a very active person, but the food here has just made me gain a lot of weight for no reason whatsoever, and I can't seem to shake it off. But and this is what people don't understand. It's not that I eat a lot of junk. It's not that I drink a lot of sugar. It's none of that. It's just a change in life, and my body's just not processing it properly. But as he said, he actually likes all my squishy bits. He likes the fact that I've got hips and thighs, and don't discriminate against pies. But it's this whole body shaming thing online, and just assuming that this person's lazy, or they eat a lot of food, or that whatever. People just don't understand. Being overweight is not a choice for a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of it deals
And
with genetics.
if people do want to stuff their face all day and be a big cuddly bear, that's their choice. It's none of your goddamn business.
Yeah, but a lot of people, they hate what they are, and they have to aim
Lash
at
out.
to feel better about themselves.
But the funny part is, they think, oh yeah, I'm so cool because I'm going to go pick on this person. But every single person that sees your comment, they don't think you're cool. They think you are the world's biggest loser. They just think you are a genuine asshole. It doesn't make you cool. It doesn't actually make you feel better. It doesn't make anyone think that, you're a better person. It does nothing but make you look like a complete and utter idiot. And it needs to stop.
Especially that dumbass. I gotta say it. I saw his profile.
Oh yes,
I saw a
people
picture
didn't
of
see
his-
it recently, but someone came at me pretty damn hard. You saw it. I showed you.
Yeah, I
And they
saw it.
actually went on a mission through all our videos and started calling him names, but
I'm like,
basically, it was funny because when I started going back and looking, and people got to stop swearing on our comment section because it filters it straight into the spam. We don't actually see it unless we go digging.
no fucking swearing,
Yeah,
guys.
no fucking swearing.
Fuck.
I can actually, here you go. So this one got him good. So being Australian, we take swearing to a whole nother level. So I was really frustrated. I was out doing something one day, and he's like, "Do you want help with that?" And I'm like, "For fuck's sake, the fucking thing's fucking fucked, all right? Will you fuck off?" And he's like, "Did you just?" Because that actually made sense.
I mean, that certainly
a whole sentence out of the word "fuck," and it made sense.
that certainly illustrates the diversity of the word.
And I was like, "Yeah, that's not ladylike behavior." But yeah, I was at the boiling point. I could not get this thing to work. But yeah, so he had been trying to get his attention, this troll. And he'd been going through all the videos saying stuff to him, but they're all getting filtered into the spam. So then, and this is what they do, they couldn't get him to bite, so what's the one way to get my husband to bite? Come at me. So they went in going, she's fucking fat, she's a bitch, she's a fat bitch, she likes a fatty, fat, hey fatty, no one cares, fatty, all this stuff. And this person wanted attention, so I did the exact opposite. I gave them none. Absolutely none. I did contact their place of employment, though, and send them all the lovely stuff he's been saying, so peace. Which was hilarious because he works at a wedding venue reception place.
Oh.
So I'm sure all the brides want to work with someone who's walking around calling them fat.
And that's the thing, is like, guys, it's social fucking media.
We can find you.
Yeah, it's like, when you do this shit, at least try, make it a little challenging, and try to hide it and feel better. Because even though if you go with a fake account, there's IP addresses that go right to where you are. It makes it so fuck. This is where I laugh. I'm like, you do realize it's not invincible. We can find you. But most of it, like people sit there and say, "Oh, just ignore it." I'm like, well, we do ignore a lot. If you guys saw everything we get on a daily basis, we could ignore a majority of them. We're like the cops. We find that one speeding car and we're like, okay, we got to pull this one over and make, and show them, be like, this is what we don't tolerate. We don't want this. If you do bring it to our house, I'm going to grab you and throw you out the fucking house, and everybody in the neighborhood's going to fucking know it. And that's what we do on my page. And that's why when people start trying to tell me, like, oh, I'm like, no.
But we're also trying to raise awareness with people that this is not acceptable behavior.
Oh yeah, it is.
Y'all need to stop actually ignoring it, because when you ignore it, they think it's acceptable. There are no consequences for their actions.
And here's the thing. So for those who, I understand, I respect everybody's opinion, and I try to put myself in their shoes and try to see from their point of perspective on.
We spent hours discussing this.
So when they sit there and I sit there and comment, and I'm like, I want to respond and get my point across, but I also want to see their point. And I'll sit there and weigh it out, and I'm like, okay. But I'm not afraid to to say it the way it really is, and I don't sugarcoat it. The thing is, the people who said just ignore it, don't go and repost this or blah 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 blah. It's like, number one, you're on a public profile. The minute you post something on a profile, it makes it public. Everybody's gonna see it. So they're gonna see your name and everything. If you don't care, why the fuck am I gonna care? Number two, the people who feel comfortable enough to let these people bully and try to bully us, which ain't gonna fucking work, could be the same people that you basically say, oh, I'm gonna let this person go and not say anything, and come find out later on they bully the wrong person, push them over the edge, and they do something to where they hurt themselves or unalive themselves. How are you gonna feel about that? Myself, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that doesn't go to the next level. If it does, at least I know I did my part, and I'm not gonna feel guilty. I'll be able to look myself in the mirror and say, I did something about it. What did you do? So think about that. And and the thing is, when you try to defend the bully, there's no defending him. You knew you were gonna get caught. You knew what you were doing. You wanted attention. You got it.
It just wasn't the attention.
The thing is that we know how to deal with it. We are there to show everybody, like, you know what, we're big enough to stand for you guys and show and say enough's enough. But we need everybody's support. It takes everybody to stand up. Like if someone's getting bullied and they're on our page, be fucking right, we're gonna go there and grab them. If I got when you see us.
And this is the thing, like when we put up our wall of shame.
Yeah.
Where they get 24-hour feature on the wall of shame for their behavior. And we have people come in there and they go, oh, you're no better. You're bullies yourselves. You want this person to be attacked. No. First of all, they put it on social media. We're merely highlighting it. They put it out there. We are simply highlighting it and putting up here, and we're explaining to people, this is not acceptable. This is not tolerated on our page. We don't body shame. We don't bully. We don't hate. If you behave like this person, they're out of here. If you see comments like this, let us know on any platform. We will happily eat them to make sure that they don't come here, because this is a safe space for everybody of every shape, size, race, and gender.
Yeah.
Ours is a safe space. And people and not once do we say, go attack this person. Go over there and get on their page. Go make nasty comments. And I'm very proud to say our followers don't do that. I have yet to see it. Because we kept an eye on it to make sure it didn't happen. And not one person, they all had their say on the post, but not one person went to this person's page and made any nasty comments. And we are so proud of them for that, because that is not the point of it. Bullying a bully doesn't work. But we will make an example. And it is not bullying.
No, for everybody who watches us and everything, and they see that, and they see those posts that we do and stuff, please do. You guys have been doing a great job. Refrain from going over there and giving a hard time. You want to sit there and vent out on that post in our comment section, as long as you're not stepping up somebody else's opinion about it. If you guys want to sit there and and pretty much measure who's right, who's wrong, keep it within reason, but do it on our page. Just keep that topic there. Do not go bother the people. Now, we're all grown adults, and we have no control over what everybody else does. So anybody that goes outside of that, that's on you.
Everyone outside, anyone who leaves our page, they've left their page. We can only control what goes on our platform.
But we just want to bring it to light and show. And there's people like I said, we filter through a lot. There's kids like, oh, it's cringy. You're cringy. You're cringy. I'm like, yeah, I cringe, motherfucker.
I did clap back at that one dude though that really got me. This was a 48-year-old man with children coming out and going, oh my God, that's so cringy. And I was like, yes, a 48-year-old man trolling the internet and using the word cringy there's definitely something wrong there.
I saw that one.
And here's the thing. You may love us, you may hate us. It doesn't fucking bother me one bit.
Nope.
If you don't like us, just fucking move on.
Yeah.
But if you want attention, just know you
It
will
may
make
not
the
be the
wall of
attention you
shame.
want.
Because that is not going to go away. We will stand our ground. That's our page. That's our house. Come to my house. I'm going to throw you out. Like I said, neighborhood's going to see it. They're going to know about it. But at the same time, we'll do that with anybody that on our page gets bullied or gets harassed. Do not do that to our people. If you guys have a problem, do it on your own. Go rant on your own page. Create your own page. Do whatever you want. We're not going to go over there and bother you.
We're a drama-free zone. We are a
Share.
place for people to come and smile and hopefully have a laugh.
Yeah, and you know, and when if you use this as a target and you want to use this target, if you want to use this, you can use this. I'm just saying, you're sharing us. You're making us more popular. You're showing the world that what an a-hole you are, but yet you're giving us what makes us us, and people are seeing us and loving us for it. And it's free advertising. And thank you. Please keep doing it.
Like, you're reaching people we didn't think we'd get.
I love it. I love when people try to come at me. It's like, dude, been in this shit for so long. It's like when they come at me, I'm like, and there's some that been I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. I'm like, hey, that's
Like, I ain't thought about that one.
Respect, a little bit of respect happening here.
And there's other ones that come like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I'm like, and like that one, I just kept trying to get my attention. I'm like, it's like a little chihuahua yapping. I'm like, dude, if we were in an actual physical place where I'm standing there, you cannot get away with that with me. It's like, come on, stop already. I'm trying to see how long it goes. I'm laughing. I'm like, he's still commenting. You'll get him.
But no, people need to remember, social media is forever. If you post it, it will come back to haunt you. So please, you may sit there and think all the nasty things you want in your brain, keep them to yourself. You want to judge people? Do it quietly. But stop going onto people's feeds and leaving nasty comments. If you don't like it, scroll on. Stop going and trying to tear each other apart.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You guys have something. Like, trust me, like, okay, if it was me, and I'd be like, wow, here's my niche. There are so many people that love to use the word cringe. There's so many people that love to hate. Create your own page. Do your own little thing, your own little side of the world. And you'll have all those people following you. You guys can sit there and cringe each other to death and whatever you guys want to do. But you'll have something. You can actually grow followers off of it. So just an idea. I mean, just saying. Just trying to show some love. But, just we don't bother anybody. If there's something I don't like, yeah, I'll be like, oh, fuck, I don't like this. Is stupid. That's in my head.
This is where it's funny. I have really bad social anxiety. A lot of people don't know this about me. Ask him when I'm in social situations with a lot of people. I freak out. If it's people I don't know, I'm not good with strangers.
Yeah.
I used to hate it so much. It took me, 2 years to start doing lives?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go live. He'd sit on live and I'd sit off screen next to him and I'd talk occasionally, but I wasn't even comfortable going live. And even now, I can handle 2 strangers at best, but even then I babble incessantly because I get nervous. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. It's really just, but I also am very blunt. So if I get nervous and someone's like really starting to push on me and I don't like him, he'll tell me, I'm sorry, I don't like you, I need to leave. I'll literally just say that. I'm like, I don't like you, I need to leave. And I'll just like literally just walk off and they're standing there going, and he's like, that's just her. She's just like, she thinks you're an ass. She doesn't want to talk to you anymore. She'll just leave.
I mean, I'd rather have that than you just sit there and, just be like, hey, this guy, yeah, he sucks, but I stayed there anyway. Like, I'd rather you just leave if like what I'm saying is not something you enjoy, or if you just don't like me, leave. Like, I don't want to take up your time because there could be other things that you want to do,
And we have our circle of like, and that's why we, the hashtag Voodoo Family, Voodoo Doll Family. It's our circle. It should be to where anybody can feel comfortable and love our content and not be judged for like, oh, you like those, you like that content. Who cares? This is where you can come and like it and be comfortable and be yourself and enjoy it. Enjoy what makes you happy. I mean, someone else don't like it. Oh well, let them live, have their miserable life. They can do whatever they want.
Well, I mean, that's like, I'm not a huge fan of country music, but Jay loves it, and a lot of other people I know love it. I mean, as long as you're not hurting yourself or you're not hurting other people, and there's like nothing detrimental that's gonna happen from you enjoying it, fucking go for it. You know, you're
Yeah.
not hurting me by enjoying it. You know, and you're not hurting anybody else. If it makes you happy and takes the stress of the day away, do it.
Oh yeah, and like I said, we're trying. We want to show positivity, but we also stand our ground
Yeah,
because that's the biggest part. Is people need to realize
We
when
stand
they're
up
allowed
for
to
people
stand.
who can't stand up for themselves.
Yeah, you got to realize there's a point to where this is the line, and this is where you do stand your ground. You stand up, and enough's enough. Because just ignore it. Yeah, we ignore a lot of stuff, like we said, a lot of comments. But there is that line where you just gotta be like, okay, you know what, enough's enough. Let's just remind everybody and remind them that
You don't have to put up with this.
yeah,
yeah.
we're not gonna tolerate it. It's not tolerated on our page.
On that note, you said you had some questions for us.
Yes.
Yes. But before we do that, I want to say this. There is talking about standing your ground and everything. There's a difference that a lot of people don't get, I think, between standing your ground and feeding the beast.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know, you stand your ground, you stand up for others, that's fucking phenomenal. But if you take part in it and just egg it on to make it worse, you need to stop.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
I also want to point out how
Don't behave like they do, or it makes you just as bad as them.
exactly. I also want to point out how we said this was going to be a paranormal episode, and we've talked about nothing paranormal.
We'll get there.
Hey, I'm down. I'm having a blast.
See, I'm
So,
hoping. I'm excited to get people's questions answered and everything. I know you got questions, so I'm
yes,
pretty sure
yes.
everybody's gonna love it.
Let's get through those questions.
First question: did you see the skull earlier?
The what?
The skull
Skull.
at the bottom of the screen. The skull that was going the whole.
Oh yeah,
I missed that.
you did. You weren't paying attention.
Oh god damn it!
Oh,
The
there you
skull.
go. That's so cool.
Jay got it for me, signed by Predator.
No way.
I figured since we were doing spooky stuff, I think Predator kind of falls under that. Because if I went into a jungle and saw some 7-foot alien wrapped in armor and sophisticated weapons, I would probably crap my pants.
Heck yeah.
I think everybody would.
All right. So first, oh yeah, there they are. First question, and this is actually a really good question. What's the funniest moment that y'all have had doing all this so far?
Oh.
Like as in.
Like
Funniest
after
moment
what?
in our relationship or doing TikTok?
Both. At first it was just TikTok, but now you open the door. Now I need to know the one for relationship. Because I remember the bread story, and I die laughing every time I find bread.
The bread.
Just like, sir, calm down.
Okay, so when I first came over, there's a reason Juju doesn't trust me to drive anymore.
Hell no.
So he had been away for the first time for a week.
Yeah.
It was the only time we'd ever been apart since we got married. Now, I'm still pretty new here. He had to go and deal with some business. And I drove, picked him up from the airport, and I was exhausted. I'd had a really long day, been up most of the night. I was really tired. Picked him up, went and got him some food and everything. I had dinner waiting for him in the car. Picked him up at the airport, put him in the car, fed him. And it was about a 2-hour drive home from the airport. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. He's going to sit up and he'll keep me company, da-da-da-da. He stuffed himself full of food, cranked the heater all the way up, and went. So I'm driving down the freeway. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I'm tired. I'm like, babe, I'm really tired. Talk to me. Anyway, I don't know. Like this is where a bit of supernatural stuff comes in. Some spidey sense was tingling because he was out cold. Next thing you know, I hear, babe! And all of a sudden, the stereo gets ripped out of my hands, and I'm like, whoa, what? He woke up. I fell asleep at the wheel. The car started going into a huge truck. Literally this far from us going into the center of the truck under the wheel. He woke up, saw it, out of nowhere, grabbed the steering wheel and jerked us back into the right lane.
Ooh.
Something woke him up. Because we weren't running over any line, like any bumps or nothing. Just he was dead to the world. I couldn't wake him. Out of nowhere, he woke up and grabbed that steering wheel. He's also never fallen asleep in the car with me ever again.
I don't care how tired I am. I'll be like Tom and Jerry with the fucking toothpicks in your eyes, the lids fucking open. I'm like, I'm not fucking sleeping.
I messed up one time, and he's never trusted me again.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that if you're gonna mess up, you did it right. If you mess up, you mess up big.
So to this day, I'm like, babe, I'll drive. He goes, no thanks, I choose life.
Fuck yeah.
So I tend to do weird shit. My body reacts before my brain does.
Mm-hmm.
So he finds it hilarious to constantly slam on the brakes and scream squirrel because I immediately go, yeah! In the car, like my feet will be on the dash, my hands are out. He goes, I've never seen you move so fast. You literally just go, yeah! And like brace yourself like Spider-Man.
She's not doing the full thing. It's like I'll be like squirrel and she does this fucking foot in the dash, fucking hang on shit. She's like, and I'm like, what the
Apparently
fuck
I move at the speed of light. He goes, you just blink, it's like you were sitting like this, and then you're like, yeah! In the brace position. So he'll now be driving instead of squirrel, he'll go, Spider-Man! Just so I'm like, in the car and absolutely crap my pants. He finds it hilarious to torment me incessantly.
I'm going to be honest.
Driving, and this is when we were having our honeymoon in Hawaii. We rented a slingshot. And stop. So he's driving, and I'm in the passenger seat, and he started drifting. And without even thinking about it, I put my hand on the outside of the car and started pulling the car like I could make it straighten back up again. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I don't know.
She's
I don't
trying
know.
to physically move the car back in its own lane. I'm like,
I grabbed the door, like put my hand outside the car, put it on the car, and started pulling like I could move the car back over like that.
Like you're not Magneto.
He'll drive past me on the freeway if we're going to work in separate cars. He drives past me on the freeway, these arm out the window, slapping at the truck like a racehorse, going, get on, so he can get past me.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Now, this is the same person. When we're driving and had the AC full blast blowing, I'm driving, and we have this little, what was it? It's a little coconut thing we got from Hawaii.
Yeah, it's a coconut man, and he has like a tiki man, and it's just his head, and he has this really cool like feather mohawk.
So I turn the air conditioner on full blast. You see his feathers flowing, and his head just went back and forth off the mirror. And I'm driving.
Now he's like G-force. He's like, shh.
Genius over here.
I looked up. I was on my phone. I looked up, and I was like, fuck, it's really windy today.
I'm like, that's our baby. I married that.
On purpose. I have such special moments. At least once a day, I do something so dumb. I mean, so ridiculously, obviously, stupidly dumb. And he will just be like, that's my baby.
We have a lot of good fun moments. I got those last one in, though. The last one she did that really got me was, she comes in the room, she's doing something, she comes out, she's holding her head, she's rubbing it.
Shut up.
She doesn't want to say anything. I'm like, did you get your head? And we have a TV that hangs up to the side on our wall. I'm like, did you get your head on that TV again? And she's like, no. And I'm like, thinking in my mind, like, well, she can't reach the fan. What the fuck did she hit her head on? And I could not think. I'm like, there's nothing else she could get her head on.
So he bugs me and bugs me and bugs me and bugs me.
She finally confesses and tells me, she's like, I hit my head on this drawer chest we have on the ground. I'm like, I know you're short, but not that fucking short.
I bent down, I dropped a t-shirt, and I bent down to pick it up and just completely, like, ricocheted my head off of the blanket box at the foot of her bed.
I'm like, yeah.
You know that's not how you're supposed to play basketball, right?
He's like,
Oh.
you are the only person I know that can smack their head on something on the floor.
I'm like, ow. I can see overhead, but under the knee.
Next time you trip.
I talk in my sleep.
Why? I always ask her why she's talking in her sleep.
I talk in my sleep. Whole conversations, random words, like, and if he talks to me, I will talk back. Like, we'll have whole conversations. So there is, to this day, he still is driving him crazy. The hamster.
Oh yeah,
Hamster.
Yeah. So back to our lives before we get into like a lot of topics, way off topic and the fun topics. We're talking about hamsters and stuff, and
where the bad place people can put hamsters.
So,
okay.
She continued the live apparently in her dreams, and she's talking stuff, and I heard her go, "I don't want any of that flavor hamster.
I don't want any of that. It's hamster flavor."
Oh yeah, hamster flavor. She stood straight up in bed, like an exorcist.
Up and I don't want any of it because it's hamster flavored, and then just went back down.
Now, I don't scare easily. This scared the shit out of me. I jumped and looked at her like, "What the?" And then I looked at her and she just lays back down. And I'm like, "Hamster flavored what? Hamster flavored what?"
It's so killing if he doesn't know what was hamster flavored. He never found out.
Bad. I'm like, oh.
I don't know if I want to know.
It's also like I sung "Itsy Bitsy Spider" in my sleep. I'm like, the itsy bitsy spider. It's like climbed up the water spout. Climbed up the water spout. Climbed up the water spout. He bugged me for 3 days until he made me physically finish the whole song.
It sticks in my. That's why those videos like I post are that, like the one with I can't sleep, the ADHD, like that is me. Something if I don't, and this is why I say hey about TikTok. If you accidentally scrolled up and you lost the video, I'd be like,
he never got to see the end of it. It'll drive him insane.
I will look for that freaking video. I'll hunt it, but I have to hear the end of it. And it's one of those things that sticks in my head and I cannot get out of my head.
I feel that. There's been plenty of times where I've gone to watch something on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and my phone will do that ninja shit, and I'll catch it and accidentally swipe up like 30 videos, and I'm like, fuck.
But yeah, I have to finish it and everything. But no, those are pretty much the funniest stories that we have so far.
Some of them, ones we can share to the public.
What about the worst moment?
Worst moment in our relationship was probably when we got told we wouldn't be having any more kids.
Yeah.
That messed me up pretty bad. I was really upset. It took me a long time to kind of come to terms with it. And then he had to like console me when I was like inconsolable, so that was pretty hard.
Yeah. And on social media was dealing with the
bullying.
That was about it.
I mean, and that's what I say to people when I've had to learn to like really stand firm and like I know I'm a good person. I know I didn't do anything. So, but it was hard when you see people and like just coming at you. When you're receiving that much hate and that much force, it does affect you. Like there was things being said and people were like attacking me in the thousands, coming onto my personal life, my kid's page. My kid had to shut his Facebook down. Our son, like, because they shut at him for no reason. He's a minor. Like that was probably our lowest point on social media when we were ready. Because when it started affecting our family, we were ready to shut it down. I mean, like, all of it completely.
Yeah, for us it wasn't worth it. We're like, just all this drama and bullshit.
Seeing our kid in tears is not worth it.
Yeah, we'd rather give up. We'd rather give this up than keep dealing with it. So, but
it all panned out. We took a big step back. We stopped posting for like a good 6 months. Basically, just took a big step back from it, did our own thing, and then came back when we were ready.
Yeah,
and kept going.
Well, I'm glad it panned out the right way for y'all. That's, I mean, it's fucked up for it to start off anyway, but to drag the family into it, it's beyond reprehend. Yeah, that's way below the belt.
And this is why when people sit there and say it's ignoring stuff, like this is why we really stand our ground, and we will not. Like I'm not afraid to tell them, but like I respect your opinion, but until you've actually been in our shoes and dealt with the bullshit we dealt with, you're gonna learn one day to stand your ground. So when it's your family, your kid, or somebody, and hopefully they'll thank me for it because you never know who may attack one of your family members or anything like that,
Yeah.
and you teach them to stand the ground, or at least come to you, and you're able to stand for them, and stop it right there. It can make a huge difference because there's stories that we have read that, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it brought tears to my eyes. That like, damn, if somebody would have actually just been not afraid of being um, looked at like, oh, well, you're just doing this and that. It's like, what, I'm sorry, but when someone chooses to take their own life and somebody's, kid, family,
And this is the
member,
sad part. The people that gave us a hard time, recently it came to everybody. This is what actually broke them down. It came to everybody's attention that they had actually done that to somebody. They had pushed them to the point that they actually took their life. They bullied them like they bullied us, but this other person was not strong enough, and unfortunately they actually lost their life because of it. And that's what made us, like, we've always advocated for people, but that's when that circumstance right there when they're like, we felt guilty because we ignored them. We ignored the situation. We ignored them. We refused to acknowledge it. So then we realized we never really dealt with it. We didn't, not necessarily fight back, but at least stand our ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went after somebody else, and it actually caused that person to no longer be here. And that is what really made us step up and say, enough is enough. We are going to do something.
Yeah, and then for those that said, do not give them, don't empower them by
don't
acknowledging
acknowledge
them.
it. It needs to be acknowledged.
When this person did this to the other person who ended up taking their own life, I think we gave them that power by letting it go and turning our head and ignoring it. We won't do that. We're never gonna ignore it again. Yeah, so I respect their opinion, but until you actually dealt with what we dealt with and that family has dealt with, tell that family that.
Yeah.
Tell that family to just ignore it.
And see what their response is to that. And talk to them. I mean, and put yourself in their position. I mean, we all can make a huge difference. We really can. It's just a matter of
it's history is littered with horrible, horrible things that didn't stop until everybody got together and said, no more, enough is enough. And when everybody finally said, no more, enough is enough, it actually changed the world. So if everybody just stands up together and says, no more, enough is enough, it will stop. Or at least trickle down to a drizzle. Like, everyone has just forgotten. We need to all stand together. If everybody says no more, that's it.
Well, it's like, I don't know if y'all know this, but I ran across the video probably a week ago now. But last month, this major thing hit the news. It hit USA, and it was on YouTube and everything. This kid went to his neighbor's house and rang his doorbell and was essentially just begging for friends. Little 12-year-old kid, Shaden Walker was his name. And he had some friends, but they ended up turning into bullies. And then he didn't have anybody to be friends with. And I watched that video, and dude, that tore my heart apart because the kid was damn near crying because he didn't have any friends anymore. There wasn't anybody around to hang out with, and the ones that he did hang out with ended up turning into bullies. And I'm just like, why? Like, an 11-year-old has all this other crap that they deal with.
We saw a video like that little girl on her little Segway thingy, hoverboard. She was just scooting up and down her driveway on her hoverboard. Beautiful little girl, minding her own business. Little bit chubby girl, like, same as me. And these 5 girls just walked up to her and started being nasty to her, then pushed her off of her hoverboard, kicked her, took her hoverboard, and left. 5 girls. These girls would have been 9 to 12 years old. This girl that they pushed over, I think, was 10.
Yeah.
And their mom caught it all on the ring camera. And we're like, what is going on? What example is being set in their homes that they think that behavior is okay, that it's okay to treat people that way? But you know what? Joke's on them because, again, kindness wins. Yep. Mom posted that video on TikTok, and that girl has more gifts than she will ever know what to do with. Everybody sent her toys, dolls, clothes, a new hoverboard. She's now being just showered with love.
Yeah, that's like Shaden. They ended up, I think they did a GoFundMe for him. And don't quote me on this because I don't remember the exact amount, but I think they hit almost $40,000 for him. When I think the thing that they wanted was just to get him like a PS5 or something. But they blew that goal out the water. And I'm very happy to see that the bullies didn't win that time.
And this is again it, guys. As a community, when we come together, you can change lives. You can change the world. You can make so many changes. When we're like this, we're nothing. But when we all get together, we are a force of nature.
And people got to remember too, and not forget, is now that people are letting it be more acceptable and having bullies and now so-called trolls. Just let this sink in a little bit, and at one point, you're probably lucky enough to where your kid ain't dealing with it, but eventually, if we let this go and they grow in numbers and they think it's okay, eventually they're going to be in a situation where these other people are in a situation, or we're in the same situation, and just because this hasn't hit you at home yet, eventually it will. When that day comes, know that you know that there is people like us that are creating this that you can go to and have them go to.
Help. We're happy to help.
Yeah. Yep. But don't go and
don't aggravate it. Don't clap back. Because the minute you do that, you've lost every bit of moral ground you stand on.
Yeah, and don't come to like our especially like for us example, come on our page and say, oh, you guys are doing this and that and doing wrong. And it's like, you know what? If it was your kid or you yourself, we do the same for you. That's
there's a lot of times we've found people bullying in our comments, and we've dealt with it off screen, quietly over here, spoken to that person privately, and we don't post those ones up there because we don't want the person to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We don't want our follower that got trolled or bullied in our comments to be uncomfortable. So we deal with those off camera quietly, swiftly and quietly. But for us, we don't mind putting ourselves out there as examples.
Well, that's like with us. We we may not have a large reach, but if anybody needs to vent or just wants somebody to talk to, our shit's always open. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, we don't care. If you just need somebody to talk to or vent to, I mean, we're here. And a lot of the times that can make a difference.
It can.
Oh, it does. It makes a big difference. It makes a big impact. It goes a long ways,
I have a lot of moms reach out to me because their daughters are being bullied at school. And they're like, I don't know what to do. She loves you. Can you talk to her? Absolutely. I will drop whatever it is I'm doing and go and talk to them. I'll give them ways to cope. I'll give them ways to deal with the bullies. I will even contact the schools and speak with the principal. And be like, either you're going to address this or I said, we can make this public or I can make it public. Because if you're allowing this to go on in the school where this little girl feels so unsafe and so miserable that she doesn't even want to attend your school anymore, then we're going to have a problem. And I will make it public. And then I'm going to make it publicer.
It's crazy that it's gotten to that level. Like, yeah, you've got friends that bicker between each other. Me and my group of friends.
No one should be getting swirly in a damn toilet. Yeah. No one should be having gum stuck in their hair in the middle of class. No one should be getting tripped and pushed over. This is happening at school. And I'm sorry, but you know what? It is the school's responsibility to deal with it.
There's a difference between talking shit and then being a dick.
Yep. And if the school doesn't want to deal with it, I will make it public to the point where they are bombarded and have to deal with it. Or I will help the families I'm sure there's lawyers out there. We will get in touch with somebody that'd be helpful to volunteer, and then we'll make it a real problem. Because it's not acceptable.
Now, if only there were people like y'all years ago when all this shit first started.
We had no one to stand up for us, and that's why we're having to stand up for others.
Like I said, it's crazy that it's gotten.
It is. But no, that's definitely what we want to really start. We want to still do our comedy, our slapstick, our regular videos, We definitely want to use our platform to bring more awareness and more light to it. One of our ultimate goals would definitely be, we would love to start some kind of like foundation or ground zero for people who are being bullied, and actually raise up some funds so that if it gets to the point, like it got to for us, it got to a legal standpoint for us. It actually got to the point where it was turning into a legal issue.
Yeah.
We want somewhere for people to come to get help. Because if we had to let it go, like really, like it got to the point, it could have actually destroyed our lives. Financially, socially, our family, it got bad. So, and we had no one to turn to. We had to just figure it out on our own. And then look what happened to this family.
Yeah.
So our ultimate goal, we would love to start some kind of charity or foundation or something for this exact issue. To, 1, raise awareness, 2, squash it out, but 3, have somewhere where people can come for help. And actually get help.
And I think that's one of the main issues with it all is it's something that everybody deals with, but at the same time, not everybody knows where to go or who to turn to, or hell, they may not have somewhere to go or turn to try to fix, the issue. And at the end of the day, they think that they only have one option, and it kills me on the inside that so many people turn to that option. Like I've been to that level before. There were times where I didn't have, somebody. I looking back at it, there were people I could have turned to, but at the time, dealing with everything mentally and emotionally, you don't think that there are people to turn to, and oftentimes people don't realize it until it's too late.
Oh yeah.
What was the next question?
You know what? This is one from me. I have a question. So it's been a while, but and I hate to say it, but it was kind of funny. You took 3 or 4 planes to get from Australia to here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw the TikTok, and one of your planes ended up getting delayed like 2 or 3 times. So how did y'all meet?
We actually met on TikTok.
Yeah.
We did. I didn't know he was stalking me, but that's he was kind of stalking me a little bit. So we had kind of mutual friends.
Mhm.
So I'd seen him like a little bit around, like and heard his name before, but never really much associated. So our friends would go live, so we'd end up in the live streams together, like in the comments, and we're both moderators for people. And Robo 17 Art was one of our mutuals. Robo Art 17.
Yeah.
Robo. He was actually one of our mutuals, and we started kind of like just sort of teasing each other in the lives and stuff, because that's his way of flirting, apparently, is to torment people. So he started like just kind of being cheeky, and I was being cheeky back, and next thing you know, he hit me up on Snapchat. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Not a lot, why?" And we just started talking, and we became really good friends. And we were literally just friends. I didn't know he liked me. I didn't know he liked me at all. I had no clue. He got the most embarrassing, disgusting videos of me with like the Snapchat wide mouth filter on, trying to eat burgers and stuff. Me at 3:00 in the morning, hair everywhere, my reading glasses and everything on, stuffing Doritos in my face, just talking shit. And yeah, we just hung out. We told each other everything. And there's nothing we kept from each other. We're friends. I knew that he had a couple of female friends that were more than friends, and all this other stuff. And yeah, we just got talking and talked about transitions and makeup and cosplay. And I asked if I could gender bend Juju. And he said yes.
Gender bend.
A gender bend is when you take someone's character and remake a opposite sex version of it just for fun.
Nice.
So, so I decided to, gender bend Juju. And when I asked, I did not know that, one, he'd been looking for someone to be a female companion for Juju for a very, very, very long time. Or the fact that many people had asked before me and being told flat no. I had no idea of any of this. So I went and I gender bended, and originally Lulu was only gonna I was gonna do the makeup just one time. I made about a dozen videos, duetting all his videos. And people just responded to it like crazy. So he's like, I think you should keep her around for a while. I'm like, okay, no biggie. I don't mind doing it.
I knew she didn't know at this point.
I
already had this thing going. I'm like, perfect. She's the one. I'm going to push it.
That's why he started talking to me, because he'd apparently already had the hots for me and decided I was going to be Lulu. I had no idea. He basically led me to make me think this was my idea. But he already knew. He's an ass. So I had no idea he had this big crush on me, or stalked my TikTok videos, or deliberately went into any live I went into. Like, I had no idea. I'm oblivious to these kind of things. I have the flirting capabilities of a cactus. So I'm asking how awkward I am. Like, I'm useless. I can't flirt for shit. So
why does that sound like my wife?
5 months later, he started acting super weird. I mean, like, really weird. Not himself. Because we talk every day. We'd spend like 2 hours on the video chat at least every day. As well as messaging, just hanging out. He helped when the bullying started. He's one of the people that basically stepped in and kind of helped me. And so he started acting all weird. I'm like, what's the matter with you? He's like, nothing. And he went all quiet. I barely heard from him for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, in the end, he comes back, he's like, oh, I've just been making some different life choices, and I got rid of all the girls, and, I want different things in life, so I'm making some changes. I'm like, well, good for you, No one likes hoes anyway. I don't know, just like, weird as it. So then he comes back, and we're talking again, and everything's good. And then he started acting all funny again. And I'm like, what is going on with you? And he's like, nothing. I'm like, just tell me what. And he goes, you really want to know? I'm like, yes. Mind you, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning for me, Australia time. It was like 2, 3 in the morning. So, you know how you got little dots on the screen? Dot. That's literally what happened. I passed out waiting. Next thing you know, so I wake up 7 hours later.
Ooh.
Big problem. First of all, he's written me a freaking novel like this long. Second of all, I fell asleep with my phone open, so it looks like I read it and left him alone.
Oh.
Yeah. For 7 hours.
I can already see where this is going.
I've never looked at him that way. We were just friends. He knew all my gross secrets, gross habits. See me at literally the worst. He used to ring me, and it'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd wake up all, oh, like, what? Like, I want to talk to you for a bit. Okay, I need coffee. Like, oh. He'd seen the worst of me.
Yeah.
Which are things you don't show a prospective partner. These are all the things you hide. Till later.
Until a year or two down the road. Surprise!
So, in this novel I text, he basically said that he'd liked me for a really long time, and he didn't know how to tell me, but he had really deep feelings for me, and he was going to shoot his shot because he didn't want to just be friends anymore. It was slowly killing him, so he wanted to know, do I feel the same? Is there any chance that I'd be willing to make a go of it with him? And it was all very romantic and very sweet and very heartfelt. I freaking panicked. I didn't know what to do. I'd never thought about it before. So it took me another 2 hours and multiple cups of coffee and reading it about 50 times to kind of think, how's this going to work? He's on the opposite side of the world. We haven't even met in person. Like, I really do like him. I do know absolutely everything about him because he's told me everything. And I had to process it. So here's the worst part, though. So at this point, it's been about 9 hours since he sent the message. I literally I got the G-O-O for good morning, and his little avatar popped straight up on the screen to watch me type. I'm like, this fucker's been sitting there for 9 hours.
Over there binging.
I literally got G-O-O, and his little person was there watching, which made me more nervous.
Over there binging on Ben and Jerry. It's like, I love you, I hate you.
Yeah, I went through all those emotions.
He did. He told me. He goes, I went from everything to, oh, she didn't text me back and lost her number. Fuck you, bitch. I don't even get, like, nothing back. Oh, but I don't want to lose her even if it's as a friend. No, wait, she stood me up. Screw you. Like, he goes, I was like this all day.
So down just checking the phone periodically, and I'm like, and then I saw she was typing. I'm like, what's your response?
Hello there.
So basically, I responded, and then we talked for a long time about, how is it going to work, and we had absolutely no idea, but we were going to keep it off social media and keep it very quiet. So we spent the next month just hanging out together and really getting to know each other on, like, that level.
Really?
And so we wanted to keep it off TikTok and keep it quiet. So but Juju's a jealous person.
No.
Yes, you are. Okay, so he's not jealous. All right, he's not jealous. So we've been friends for a long time, and I'm modding his lives. So everyone's used to seeing me all the time. I'm always around. And we're in the live, and this one, okay, let's keep it off social media. Let's keep it quiet. Okay. First thing he does, he hasn't been live in months. He gets on, and we get hundreds and hundreds of people coming in. And everyone's like, hey, haven't seen you for weeks. Where have you been? He goes, I've been hanging out with my new girlfriend. Oh, which girlfriend? What the hell? Are you dating someone? I'm immediately staring at the phone going, So
Don't tell nobody, huh?
He wouldn't give up who his girlfriend was. So, of course, we had a lot of mutual friends. A lot of groups, a lot of everything. Do you have any idea how awkward it is for me? Every live I went to, my friends invite me into the lives. All everyone was talking about was who was the girlfriend. And I had to just play dumb. It was very uncomfortable. So we kept this going for probably another month and a half. We actually kept it quiet. We were just chilling, doing our thing. All these hoes got real mad because they found out he ditched them all. But he also had promised them all nothing. Like, he goes, there's nothing there when there's never going to be a relationship. Yeah. He's a very honest man. And I respect that. If they choose to try to pursue something out of it when he made it clear from day one that there was not going to be anything there, that's on them. I knew about them all. It didn't bother me.
That's why you keep receipts.
Yeah, keep your receipts. So we're in a live, and again, all anyone wanted to know, this is still a month and a half later, and all they wanted to know was who's the mystery girlfriend. No one ever even looked at me, because I've always been there.
Yeah.
And anyway, so they, people think they're smart. So they're like, okay, well, who's your TikTok crush? Because he said, yes, she is on TikTok. So everyone's like, oh, who's your TikTok crush? So everybody in the comments started listing their TikTok crush. And this guy comes in and goes, oh, named me as his TikTok crush. Juju goes straight up and goes, oh, she's your TikTok crush, is she? Well, too bad, because that's my girlfriend, so forget about it. The whole live stopped dead for about 15 seconds like a nuclear bomb dropped.
But I was polite about it.
None of our friends knew. Nobody knew. We kept it completely quiet. No one had a clue about anything. 15 seconds of nuclear bomb silence. The chat stopped. Everything stopped. I'm staring at the live going, I'm going to kill you. He's staring at the phone going, ooh, I fucked up. Next thing you know, his phone. Ding, 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 my phone. Ding, 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 ding. Everybody was so mad. And that's actually one of the reasons people came after me and started to bully the absolute crap out of me. This is what actually started it. Because because we were together.
That's stupid as hell. Like,
yeah.
Then we had the 2020 TikTok invasion in Vegas. Mm-hmm. So Juju asked me very, very, very much to come. I didn't want to. I was like, no, I'm gonna. It's like, no, come. I'm like, okay,
I had a flex, and then she's like, okay, I'll be here.
Oh, you did not. Anyway, so I booked my flights ahead, and being a nurse, working with government a lot, I can pretty much go anywhere. So the COVID border lockdown didn't really apply to me. So I got a pass, and government issued pass, and I got to go. So I flew from Bendigo to Sydney. And then I got stuck in Sydney airport for 3 days. Ooh. I couldn't leave the airport because of COVID. But 3 days in a row, my flight was canceled. I had to just live and sleep in the airport for 3 days. I wasn't allowed to leave. Because of COVID, all the hotels were closed. There was nothing open. Like, I had no option. Yeah. So my first flight got canceled. And they're only running one flight a day at this point because of COVID. Then the second day, my flight got canceled again. He was losing it. He's like, they're not going to let you out, are they? I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm finally coming, and then I find out I can't go. And then finally on the third day, I actually got on a flight, and it was hilarious because when I got on the plane, there was 3 people. We had the whole plane to ourselves.
Damn.
So they put us all up in business class for free.
Oh,
So they didn't
snap.
have to walk all the way to the back of the plane to service. So that was cool. My first time in business class, I got to really chill out.
Got them good snacks.
But it sucked because originally I was going to get to Vegas 3 days before him.
Mm-hmm.
And so that'd give me time to, shower and prepare and get rid of my jet lag and all this other. Now, it turns out now I'm getting into Vegas 3 hours before him. Now, we had originally arranged we were staying at separate hotels. Because we've just, even though we know each other really well and all the rest of it, we still haven't met in person.
Yeah.
So he finally lands. I'm a nervous wreck. He finally lands and he calls me. He's like, we have a problem. I'm like, what? And he goes, I just called my hotel and they have lost our reservation.
Oh.
And I'm like, I think there's room at my hotel. I'll see if I can get his room here. Because he'd flown in with some friends.
Yeah. And
we got up to the counter. And I'm like, okay, I need to book 2 extra room, but he's like, no, I'm staying in your room. I'm like, I didn't get no say, and he just told me. He's like, no, I'm staying in your room. I'm like, oh shit, now my anxiety's like up here. And I'm waiting in the lobby, and of course he managed to come in the door behind me. I'm facing the front door, he had to come in the side door. And out of nowhere, I just felt someone tap me on the shoulder, and I turned around, and he just grabbed me in the biggest bear hug you've ever seen in your life, and kissed me until I was dizzy. I didn't even get a chance to say hi.
That was the high.
It was.
So his friends went in the room down the hall, and I managed to get on the same floor. And we went up to our room, and then we went out to eat and everything. And then so this is the first day. The next day, he asked me to marry him and stay.
Oh yeah.
He already knew that he didn't ever want to go without me again.
Well, I mean, when you know what you want, you go for it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The method of proposal was not romantic.
It was romantic.
It was not romantic.
Fuck. That's the most. That's like
no, it's not.
I gotta ask how it went down. I have to.
Okay, so we were literally in the middle of it. And we just finished it. He's still on top of me, everything, literally just finished. And he just I'm pinned underneath him, and he looks down at me and goes, marry me right now. I want you to stay here with me. We're still joined at this point. I'm literally pinned down. There is no escape. There's nowhere even else to look except right at him.
Oh, shit.
And I paused. I ran through 2 minutes. 2 minutes of awkward just staring at each other before I answered. He was waiting too. He wasn't letting me up until I gave an answer.
That's funny as shit.
Yeah, I'm very, very it's like it's either yes or no. It's simple. Answer the fucking question.
It's not simple.
It is. You want to marry? You don't want to get married. That's an easy answer.
Anyway, we decided, and this again, dick. So I said yes, and we ran off and secretly ran down to one of the chapels and got married by Elvis. It was hilariously fun.
Oh, we had a good time.
It was so fun.
Dude, that's awesome.
So we went down to the Elvis marriage and everything, and didn't tell anybody. So we were in the middle of TikTok invasion, so obviously there was tons of TikTokers there that we knew and friends and everything. Didn't tell nobody until after, and then we told 4 people. 4 of our very close friends, 4 people knew. And we were going to keep it off social media, keep it all really quiet. No one was going to know. Everyone was like, fuck, you guys are crazy. But we're like, you know what? We're going to roll with it. But we'll keep it to ourselves. This one, half an hour. Didn't even last, an hour and a half total. From when we actually got married to, hour and a half total. This one goes live. And the first thing he does every time he goes live is, what's up? Our followers are not stupid. He went, what's up? And dropped his hand and everyone straight away, is that a wedding ring? Is that a wedding ring? Did you get married? Oh my God, they got married. The comments are like this, and I'm like looking at him going, because when he did it, he went, what's up? I'm like behind off the camera. I'm like, And he's like, don't worry about it. He's not going to notice it. He look back at the camera.
Like, who's going to notice me going? I literally just went like this. What's up, everybody? That's how quick I did it. And I was like, we're going to fucking know this. And I see a little comment.
Surprise.
And I'm like, no. Oh, you mean this thing? I'm like, oh, you mean this hand? I'm like, no.
He started messing with them all. But yes, we got an hour and a half of agreeing to keep it completely off of social media before it went crazy. And a lot of people said we were nuts, and a lot of people said we weren't going to make it, and all the rest of it. But 3 years on, we're still going strong. Yep. We're very, very happy. We love doing what we do, and yeah, it's been great.
Hell yeah!
Blink.
Blink twice if you're being held captive. Oh wait, what's that?
We saw the video.
Yep.
This is my boyfriend. Shut up!
Everyone thinks I was the aggressor in the relationship, but it wasn't. It was actually him. He gave me no choice in anything. He's like, nope, this is what we're doing. We're doing it. Let's go. We're doing it now. Don't give her time to think about it and change your mind.
Like you will be.
I saw our future. I just caught her up. I'm like, this is the way. This is good. The way it's gonna go. Trust me. Come on, let's go. Come
on. This is how we have a good life. You cannot leave now.
I do. He said to me later, he's like, I didn't want to give you a chance to think too much about it. I needed to catch you off your guard so you'd say yes.
That's fucking awesome. I love it.
It worked.
It did work.
Fucking
I mean,
it was not romantic. I'm sorry, that's not romantic.
I mean, you can't be mad at the results, you know?
That's what he still argues. He goes, it worked.
Yeah. It's
romance works.
Oftentimes, it's the odd that ends up working.
Although, in saying that, he was 45 minutes late for our wedding. I was ready to kill him.
That was my fault, though.
It was your fault.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. I have to ask
He
why.
was talking to people. That's his excuse for being late.
Okay, so all times, any other time we had to go meet places, meet people, this and that. This is when during the TikTok invasion. A lot of followers were like, oh, we can't wait to see you. And I'm like, all right, I might have a handful of followers come and meet me. Not what I expected. Blew my mind. A lot of followers showed up. I'm like, holy crap. So this whole time...
I'm out picking up the rings and getting ready.
So I already had this thing with a group of people. I'm like, okay, I have to attend this. We have to. And then because the guy paid for it and I didn't want to just, I'm like, this guy paid for it. I can't even hang it. So we arranged this. I'm like, okay, I'll meet from point A to point B, and at this time. From point A to point B, I'm like, okay, I gotta just go here, go straight there, and I'll be there in like 20 minutes. I left early enough, and walking out the door, I'm running into people that follow me, and just, I'm like, of all days, people, I'm like, sure, can I get a picture, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, sure, say hi, and real quick chit chat. I'm like, yeah, talk guys later. I'll be down in Fremont later on this evening. See you guys there. I gotta go, and just kept going. Trying to get. It seemed like everybody just knew that something was going on that day. They all just coming. I'm like, we got of all fucking days.
Like this is the route he's taking. Ambush him.
And I finally got there, and I'm like,
I was mad.
She's all mad, and I'm like, sorry.
You literally left me standing there waiting for 45 fucking minutes. I started thinking you weren't coming. It was all a joke.
I don't know. I was trying to get there, but eventually I made it. But I mean, it was one of those moments of when you think about it and you see the movies. It's like when you need to be somewhere, it's when everything starts to happen. I'm like, are you serious? And then there's a lot of them that were young kids and stuff. I'm like, I can't just say no and just walk off and just blow them off. I'm like, hi. See you on Fremont. That was my go-to. I was like, see you on Fremont.
It was 45 minutes late to our wedding. Elvis was getting antsy. He was on the burning something.
Hey, if it was fun, it panned out, it worked out.
But yeah, so who knows? Like, neither of us were looking for relationships. We both definitely didn't want it. Both of us never thought we'd get married.
No.
Yeah. I said the same thing. And I got drunk as shit one night while everybody was at the house. And then ended up going outside with my wife, and we were talking, and apparently I talked about trees for like 2 hours. And woke up the next morning, they were like, you got a girlfriend? I was like, wait, what? The fuck you talking about? And then they told me what happened. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go with it. So we hit our 3 year mark. Oh, yes. Yeah, I think 3 years. I'm bad with dates.
Does he?
And I'm the same.
Well, when I finally decided, like, we went to a concert to see the Who, not the Who, but the Mongolian metal band, and she disappeared, and it was at that time that I was like, yeah, no, this is the one. We're gonna do this. So I had it set up. There's a haunted walk tour and a haunted boat tour down on the coast. But we ended up doing a haunted walking tour, and at the end of the tour, we were in like this little public garden that had vegetables and rabbits and chickens and shit. And while she was looking at the chickens, I got down and proposed, and he died. Nice.
See, he got down, you got down, everybody got down.
Just different ways to get down.
Mine was romantic as shit.
Well, I'll give you a fist bump for that one.
He's so proud of it.
His was quick and to the point. His was quick and to the point. Mine took plenty.
People ask me all the time, they're like, where's your engagement ring? I'm like, I never got one. We went from, will you marry me, to married in about 12 hours.
Yep.
I mean, if it works, it works, you know. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in this week. Part 1 of our Voodoo Special. Tune in next week for Part 2 and get your questions answered. Maybe more.
Attention passengers, this is your conductor speaking. We are departing the hesitation station. Please stand clear of the closing doors.